The Pope.
Sex with me is like the Pope. Leans to the left. So if you have a sex with me, it's like the Pope, just yell it out.
Sex with me is like the Pope. Even if it's good, it's not going to make up for all the bad shit before it.
Sex with me is like the Pope. At least it's not a Nazi this time.
Sex with me is like the Pope. It always starts with a puff of smoke.
Sex with me is like the Pope. There's a special car for it.
Sex with me is like the Pope. It's bulletproof glasses. Optional, but recommended.
Okay, another word.
Sleep.
Sleep?
Yes.
Sex with me is like sleep. I love insomnia.
Oh, fellas.
Sex with me is like sleep. I never get it.
Sex with me is like sleep. I have night terrors.
Sex with me is like sleep. Just slip one of these into your drink.
Sex with me is like sleep. 8 hours are recommended, but no one's getting that.
Another word!
Full star.
What? Imaginary friends.
Full scarf.
I'll go with imaginary.
Smurfs. 3.5 long.
No. So it's sex with me is like imaginary
Sex
friends.
with me is like an imaginary friend. It's got a big old dick.
Fucked up child.
Sex with me is like an imaginary friend. I had it a lot more when I was younger.
Sex with me is like imaginary friends. Phoebe Cates made a movie about it.
Sex with me is like an imaginary friend. I never had one.
Sex with me is like an imaginary friend. I'm the only one there.
Sex with me is like an imaginary friend. It's just me and Ted.
Sex with me is like an imaginary friend. It involves a 6-foot rabbit. Harvey reference.
Yeah. Another word, please. 3.5 point buck.
Sex with me is like a 3.5 point buck. Nobody gives a shit.
Sex with me is like a 3.5 point buck that really doesn't exist, but we round up anyway.
Sex with me is like a 3.5 point buck. It's around 3.5 points.
Wait, there's 3.5? You should probably get that checked out. Or at least cut 2.5 of them off.
I still
Sex
have
with me is like a
3 minutes.
3.5 point buck. It's Anthony's answer to everything.
Hey, I'm going through like this. I had to put a second mortgage on my home. What should I do? Probably just fuck a 3 point buck.
Oh God, I'll do it.
Oh, thank God, Brian!
3.5 point buck. I'm rather horny.
Alright, another word!
Cousins. We.
I thought I heard the Patriot Act, and I don't know what he said. We're gonna go with the Patriot Act. Sex with me is like the Patriot Act. I'm just taking whatever the fuck I'm saying.
Sex with me is like the Patriot Act. It gives me a lot of powers. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Sex with me is like the Patriot Act. Someone's always watching.
Sex with
me is like the Patriot Act. It's implemented in increments.
And beginning phase 2 now.
Sex with me is like the Patriot Act. Bush approved.
Alright, one last word!
Sister.
Yes.
Sister.
So weird!
Calculus.
Yes, calculus.
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 Sex with me is like calculus. It's so hard.
calculus, I can't fucking figure it out.
Sex with me is like calculus. My dad tried to explain it.
Sex with me is like calculus. The reason I stay after school. Mrs. Johnson was great.
Sex with me is like.
Where do you go?
Sex with me is like calculus. It hasn't been relevant since high school.
Sex with me is like calculus. I'm gonna reach for your asymptote and find out your limits.
You got more puns. You got other puns? You were about to say
I'd
something.
like to like tangent to your words.
Oh yeah, keep it quiet. Because we don't like
It was
racist.
taught to me by an Asian man.
I said don't get racist!